Hi, I'm Chef Sherry Ronning, and I am here with not, I've been doing the Healthy Griddle Cooking Challenge, and that was in January. And now I'm moving on to something bigger and better. And we will be making breakfast sandwiches today. And you're probably wondering, it's like, why breakfast sandwiches at dinner time? It's dark outside. It's getting, it we love breakfast sandwiches any time of day. So breakfast sandwiches in our house are really something that we have all the time, and we actually will make these. My daughter used to make these when she was in school. She used to make a whole bunch of these up on the griddle and then wrap them up and put them in the refrigerator or the freezer. And then that's what she would eat on for the week because she was active in sports and school and all that stuff. And it was a really great uh, protein, packed sandwich that she could just grab and go. And she just pop it in the microwave really quick. And sometimes, if she didn't have anything, she'd just eat it cold, and she'd go with it. But this is something that I really like. I kind of made one of these the other day when I was doing, I think it was my patties, for my fried eggs. And I made one of these and I had it afterwards after we got off camera, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just so good. But there's different ways. I'm going to give you some tips on different ways of mixing and matching it up. I'm going to do it just the one way, but there's a few different ways you can mix and match it up. So if you are coming in I've been doing this is my 28th day of going live. So I do have a big announcement, but I'm going to kind of hold off a little bit and let a few people get in here maybe and kind of join me so before I make the announcement. So I'm going to get started with cooking the sandwich. And then I also, yesterday I had made the chocolate pudding on the griddle. And so I'm going to show you how that turned out. I have it here and it turned out really good and it's pretty tasty. So I just wanted to show you that it did turn out. I was having kind of a rough day yesterday and I didn't stay on too long. It was taking longer than what I expected and I just wanted to be done with it. It was just one of those days, but it did turn out really good. So let's get started with the breakfast sandwiches. So I'm just going to show you, I'm using the English muffins. You can also use croissants are really good, which I really like the croissants. I'm probably a bigger fan of croissants than I am of the English muffins, but I like both. So you can also use biscuits or another popular one that you can do with this, or even bread, like toasted pieces of bread. I usually buy the small Italian bread from our local grocery store, and you can toast that and use that too if you want. And I'm going to be using the egg rings. You can use, I know some people will use like canning lids, or you can just do a fried egg on this. It's kind of however you want to do this. But so we're doing the English muffin. I have eggs. We're doing eggs. I have them prepped. We're doing 2 of them today. So I just have one in each thing. Each sandwich is calling for 1 egg. And you can use any kind of eggs, farm fresh. You can use store-bought. Any kind will work for that. I am going to be, if you know me, I like my eggs fluffy, so I'm going to be using a little bit of heavy cream. Hi, Dan. How are you? Dan has been here for quite a few days, and I appreciate you coming and cooking or watching me cook again. So I'm using the heavy cream. I'm going to be putting that in with some salt and pepper with the egg. I'm using ham, but you can use bacon, you can use sausage, you can use like thicker ham if you want. You can use Canadian bacon, which is really good with this. And then I'm going to top mine with some cheese. I like cheese. Cheese always, for me, makes it better. You can use like sprinkled cheese if you have it. You can use, different kinds of cheese. You don't have to add cheese if you don't want it at all. So Let's get started. I'm going to just scramble my eggs here just a little bit. And actually, I'm just going to add the heavy cream. I'm just adding a splash of heavy cream to each because I like fluffy. I like my eggs fluffy. You can also use milk, a little bit of milk. You can use, you know, something else that we kind of experimented with. My daughter and I, it's like we go in the refrigerator and we're like, oh, we don't have cream. We might not have milk. But maybe you can always use creamer. My daughter always has creamer in there. And we actually experimented with that one time, and it turned out pretty good. It wasn't too bad. And so I got the salt and pepper, the cream. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Glad you guys could make it. Yesterday, I was having a rough day yesterday, and I wanted to come on live, but I just wasn't sure what to do, and I wanted something quick, and I'm like, I could just do the pudding really quick, and it took forever. I couldn't believe, I mean, it took probably about half an hour for it to actually from the beginning to the end, and I was just spent yesterday. Okay, so I just whipped up the egg, 1 egg each in each one, so I'm doing 2 sandwiches. And actually I should have started this. I have my English muffin. I did do a little bit of butter, but you don't have to. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to put it and just press it down just a little bit so that it makes contact. I want mine toasted, and you don't have to toast it if you don't want it, but for me it just adds just a little bit of extra flavor to it. I'm going to do, actually I'm probably going to do it in the middle. Remember that with my griddle, I'm using the electric Blackstone griddle, the 17-inch, and you can also use the outside. I have the gas ones. I have the 36-inch Blackstone griddle, and I have the 22-inch Blackstone griddle that you can use outside. You can also make this in a pan on the stove. You know, we've done that before, so you might have to use a couple of them, or you know, use a toaster, whatever. You can. This is very customizable. So I'm using my rings. I'm popping these up so that they're up here. I'm putting it on the greased. I just greased the griddle there. And I have my grill set at 350. And you can do maybe a little bit lower if you want. I wouldn't suggest going to higher, like 400. The outside griddle, you're going to probably go medium low. Hi, Scott. How are you? Scott, have you ever been on with us before? I know Scott Scare. I used to work with him years ago. He's from our area, local area. And what am I making? I am making breakfast sandwiches. So easily customizable. And like I said, you might think like, why are you making breakfast sandwiches? It's dinner time. We like to eat breakfast sandwiches kind of anytime. And I'm just pouring this in my ring here. And it did just kind of squirt out a little bit. You probably can't see it because it's on the front side here. I'm actually going to press down on it this time and just maybe go a little bit slower. The last time I just kind of dumped it in. Yeah, and this one didn't squeak out any at all. So yeah, we're good on that. I don't know, we like breakfast sandwiches, but we actually will make them in bulk and put them in the refrigerator and then just take them out, and it's a quick breakfast when we're on the go. So I'm just using deli ham, and you can use any kind of ham that you have if you have leftover. Yeah, Scott says we have a full breakfast for dinner all the time. I know, sometimes we just do that. I think the other night we had waffles. I said to my husband, I'm like, you know, we haven't had waffles in forever, and I was just hungry for waffles. And so that's what we had. I think I had some extra sausage left over, and I just warmed that up and had waffles for dinner. So, and it's just something different. Sometimes it's like, you I feel like I eat the same things over and over again. And my ham, I have it sliced super, super thin, like almost falling apart thin, as you can see. We like thin ham, and probably two, like just make sure. This is pretty golden brown, but I'm just going to let it go just a little bit longer. It's not too bad. Not too bad there. I'm going to maybe try to get this egg, the egg patty, underneath the lid. I'm not sure if this might be too big. Let's see if I can maybe move this stuff around. Move this around here. And I should have thought about this earlier, but I kind of forgot. And actually, I'm just going to pull these, because these aren't too bad. Go like that, and then I'll just put this back on there. The lid will help cook the top of it a little bit more, and it creates more of an oven effect around it. I can let it go and then just like flip it over halfway. What I might end up doing that, because I used the heavy whipping cream in it, it kind of made it pretty thick. And so it's with the rings, it's harder to cook the top, and the top isn't going to want to cook so much unless I put the lid on it and let the heat of it cook the top a little bit more. So we just have and remember, like my griddle, it's hotter in the middle, but it's not so hot around the edges here. And you can use that to your advantage. You can see like this, it's toasted pretty good here, but not so much here. And that's just the heat spots on your griddle. So you just got to use it, just flip it around. You know, it's not a big deal. And just like here, it's really toasted, but not so toasted there. And that's just the edge of the griddle. So I'm just going to flip it around so that it's toasted more. And this one just isn't wanting to toast at all. Let's see. Yeah, my brother Joe sent me a message. Okay, no problem. I think he's probably, yep, we are planning on having fish for dinner tomorrow. So I might do something a little bit later. Not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to plan on cooking something. But yeah, so we're having like a little mini fish boil with my brother tomorrow. So that was what we like to have him over for dinner after he gets out of work, because he just works down the road here. And yeah. Let's see. So I have my ham, and I'm actually going to grab my little tongs here for flipping my bacon, or flipping my ham. I just have my ham just toasting, and just flip it every once in a while. It's okay. So I'm going to make sure to keep my lid. I might not need it anymore, but my eggs, yeah, they're still pretty runny. I'm gonna keep on. They're just a little bit runny on the top, but I don't want to. I think I'm just gonna take them out of the rings here, because the bottom, if I don't flip it, the bottom is going to, yeah, and it kind of held its shape, not too bad. But the bottom's going to get really crispy and too done if I don't flip it. And then this you have to just gently coax out of the mold. It does, because they're eggs, obviously they're sticky, so it's gonna stick to the edge, but it doesn't stick too bad once you get it released a little bit. And be careful, because having it underneath the lid, that I'm gonna put that in there. The handles get hot too, so just be careful on that. I'm gonna carefully flip this like that, and see the bottom did get pretty toasty, a little bit more toastier than I wanted, but this is thick. They're gonna be pretty thick, and I'm not gonna use the lid anymore on it. I'm gonna go, yeah, and look at that. These are nice, toasty, golden brown. That'll give you a nice, good flavor. I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna take my ham, actually, and we're gonna add the cheese. We'll add the cheese to the top of the egg as it's cooking, like that. And I'm just using, you can use any type of cheese. We actually go to Gordon Food Service, and we get our cheese slices. So this is like restaurant quality cheese slices. It's really good cheese, and we buy it in bulk. So we get, with this, we get like 3 packs this size, and so that's why we have it wrapped up like this, is because we buy a lot of it at a time, and it holds for us pretty good, because we usually go through it. Just gonna wrap it up good here. We're done with that, Get these out of the way. And I could probably add, I'm just gonna turn this bacon, or this, I keep on calling it bacon. Maybe I want bacon on this, but I don't. I really like the ham a lot better. I'm gonna save that maybe for Miss Lolakins. Lola likes the ham. So we're just gonna go like that. I got 2 slices for each, and this is doing pretty good. Yeah, it's nice and lightly golden brown. I don't know if you could see it. It's kind of hard to tell. Lightly golden brown. Just put it on there like that. The cheese is melted really good. And boom, there you go. I'm going to shut this off. Hold it down. You'll listen to the little bell ring, and it will still be hot, so be careful not to burn yourself. But look at that. So good. The perfect egg. It's round, the same size as the English muffin there, and perfect. I'm gonna go there. Look how delicious that looks. Nice and soft. It's soft from the griddle when you warm it up. It gets that bun, that muffin nice and soft there. Perfect. There we go. Anybody have any questions? I do have, let's see, we have a few people on. Yes, Scott, this episode will be on my page. It will be on Blackstone Griddle Lovers. It will be on From Michigan to the Table, and it will also be on my YouTube channel, so you can go there and look at any of them to check it out. But are you guys ready for my big announcement? So is Allison on? I know Allison was really wanting to hear my announcement. But, so I don't know if a lot of you know that I have been, in the past year, I was doing every other Friday, I was doing episodes on our local 9 and 10 news station. I was doing cooking episodes where I would go and do a different recipe every other Friday. And I am not going to be doing that anymore. Sadly, I'm not. But I'm leaving on good terms. There was nothing, it was no negativity, nothing. It was just time for me to expand. It's like I'm looking at it as I'm turning a page in my book, my chapter in my life. And I loved what I did on the news. I loved the people that I worked with. All the anchors were wonderful to me, and I loved getting the experience, being there. I learned so much about doing this, what I'm doing now. And, I love doing it. I got a lot of feedback from people. A lot of people watched it, and I'm very grateful for all the viewers that watched that. But it's time for me to move on. And then I was thinking like, okay, I've been doing these live cookings, this Healthy Griddle challenge I did, or the Healthy Griddle cooking series. I did it from January 5th until yesterday. So I went live and I did 27 days of griddle cooking, healthy griddle cooking live. And I kind of fell in love with that. I'm like, why? When I finished culinary school, I went to culinary school. I don't know if you guys know that, but I did go to culinary school after my mom passed away. I think I call it a midlife crisis that I had, and I just needed something different. I needed, I don't know, there was a bigger plan, but I wasn't sure what that plan was. And when I graduated from culinary school, which would have been 2018, so 5.5 years ago, when I left there, in my head, there was two things that I wanted to accomplish after I left there. One of them was to share my recipes, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that when I left culinary school. I had no idea how I was going to do that. And, it just, over time, things evolved, and I ended up with my blog. I ended up doing my recipes, starting that, and I've started that in 2019. So that has been like a little over 4 years ago that I started my blog, From Michigan to the Table.com. And so I was able to share recipes. I was doing exactly what I wanted to do. But my other goal that I had that I wanted to do after I graduated from culinary school, and I thought, when I thought it, I'm like, it's kind of crazy. There's no way it's ever going to happen. And it's not, but my goal was to have my own cooking show on the Food Network station, the Food Network channel. I really wanted to have my own cooking show, and that hasn't happened. Don't have nothing in the works on that. I'm not saying that I wouldn't like to do that someday, but I was thinking, since I've been doing these lives, I'm like, that's kind of what I'm doing now. I mean, going live and bringing my cooking to you guys and interacting with you guys, I'm doing what I had set out that I wanted to do. So I've decided to continue and when I started the Healthy Griddle Cooking series in January, I only planned on doing it through January, and I'm like, I don't think, and I really didn't think I could go live every day. That was like a huge stretch for me to go do that every day. But Allison is here. Yay, Allison. I don't know if you heard my announcement, or I'm going into it, but I'm going to be having my own cooking show on YouTube, and I'm calling it Griddle Cooking with Chef Sherry Ronning. So I'm going to basically continue doing the live cookings that I've been doing. Maybe not every day. I'm not sure I'm not sure if I can do it every day. Maybe in the summer more when I'm outside being able to cook, I might be able to do it a little bit more. But I'm going to continue to do it as much as I possibly can. And so that is my big announcement, is that I am doing my own cooking show on YouTube, and I'm calling it Griddle Secrets. I am calling it Griddle Cooking with Chef Sherry Ronning. So if you guys want to continue watching me, I do have a link that I sent in an email. I will provide it in the description of each of the groups that I've have this in, and then also the YouTube channel. I'll put it in the description there. But if you want to keep on watching me, like I've been sending out to people on my list that have subscribed to the Healthy Griddle Cooking series, and I've been sending an email every time I go live. So just those select groups of people have gotten my email. Right, I will, continue to do that, but you need to sign up for this special email thing because I don't want to spam my whole email list, and because I don't want a whole bunch of people to unsubscribe to it. But if you're interested in it, I will have it in the comments, but it also, I just sent out just a few minutes ago in an email to everybody on my list, and at the bottom of there, you can sign up for that, so I will let you know when I go live. I know that you guys have been amazing, and I appreciate all the support that everybody has shown and been on with me live. That really makes a difference when I have a live audience and you guys are, interacting with me. And the other day I was just so nervous, and I was making a new recipe, and it was you guys talking to me and calming me down a little bit. I got through the recipe, and the recipe turned out perfect. But it was like I was panicking. There was a few things that I was just like, I don't know if I can get through the recipe, and I don't know if it's going to turn out. But it's because you guys were there helping me in teaching me about the recipe, and that's what this whole thing, this is what I'm creating, and what I want to continue is us sharing back and forth, me sharing with you, but then you also sharing with me. And that is where the recipe, sharing my recipes is coming in. And I want to do recipes that I've never done before. And they might be your recipes. And, they might be somebody else's recipes. But I want to continue to grow and continue to cook different stuff and just going live, just doing it. And that's the whole part with these griddles, is a lot of people will buy a griddle. They never even take it out of the box, or they're afraid to cook on it. They cook on it once, they cook breakfast, but they don't know what other meal to cook on it. And that's why I'm here, that I want to show you guys how versatile and how amazing it is to be able to cook on something like this. So, and there's so many different options. Like I'm cooking on the griddle, the electric griddle, even though it's really cold outside in Michigan here, and there's different options. So I'm just here to show you the different options and to maybe expand your guys' mind a little bit about stuff. So, Yep, and Scott asked if I was going to be on the 9 and 10 news tomorrow, and no, I am not. I am not going to be doing that anymore. I may go and do guest segments. That's still an option. We left on good terms, but I'm just flipping the page in my book and starting a new chapter, and trying to see where this will take me. I never know. When I started my blog several years ago, I never would have dreamed that I'd be going live on YouTube and have my own YouTube channel. It just never occurred to me to, for one, being on camera. I never thought I would ever be on camera in front of a whole bunch of people and talking, and nah, that just wasn't me. But you just, evolve and do things and, you know, move on. So I hope you guys liked my griddle sandwiches, my breakfast sandwiches that I made. They are super delicious. I want to take a picture before I eat into them. And as you guys know, a lot of times I don't like to eat on camera. It's like when I start eating, I was telling my brother Joe the other day, when I start eating, my stomach starts going crazy and it picks up on the mic. And when I was doing stuff before, when I was doing the recorded stuff and I was listening to myself as I was editing my videos, that would drive me crazy, listening to my stomach as I'm trying to talk and explain things. So that's kind of why I don't really eat on camera, is because I just don't want you guys listening to my stomach talk to you as I'm talking. But pudding. So I made the pudding yesterday. Allison, you were here for the pudding. Look how awesome it turned out. It turned out really, really good. And I just wanted to show you guys how good it turned out. But when I took it off the griddle, it was still looked a little bit runny. You could see it was thick. It was not like, it wasn't thick like this, but you could see that it was thickening up as I was cooking it. And I just decided, I'm like, it had been on there long enough and I didn't want to overcook it. And so I just ended up taking it off and I just let it cool. And once it cooled, as it cooled, it thickened up, which I knew that would happen because that's usually the normal with pudding, that's usually what happens. And so look how perfect. Look how good this turned out. So I did this yesterday. If you were not here with us yesterday, what I did was just took a pan, not like this, but it was a pan, a metal pan like this that was on here. I just made just a box of pudding on the griddle and cooked it up, and this is how it turned out. So really, yeah, it turned out perfect. So, and you could see how thick it is, and it makes a real nice snack, a nice, you know, I put a little bit of whipped cream on it. Like that. I just have some of this like that, and look how perfect that is. And that I did on here. I did on the griddle. So if you missed that recipe, you're going to want to go back and look at that and see how I did it. Super easy. And just cooking with a bowl on the griddle. It's not too hard. And what else? Okay, so I've got all kinds of stuff for you guys today. I'm like, yesterday it was like, I really didn't feel like talking. I wasn't in a talkative mood. And now today I've got all kinds of stuff for you. So I'm planning on continuing the cooking series, the Griddle Cooking with Chef Sherry Ronning. I'm going to be going live, not every day, but as much as I possibly can, I'll go live with you. I may be going live in the morning. I may do sandwiches at lunch. I may do, you know, something later in the evening. It just depends on my schedule, what I have going on, and how I can fit it in. So that's what's important about my email list. If you're signing up for my Griddle Cooking with Chef Sherry Ronning email that I have, and I will send you out and let you know when I go live. That seemed to work out really, really good. I just let people know a couple minutes before, and you know, they would come on. But I went through and I wrote down all the different griddle recipes that I want to try in the near future, in the future. Look at my list. Look at how many recipes that I have on there. I have so much stuff that I want to show you guys, want to create for you guys, that you know, you guys really aren't gonna want to miss this. So it is super fun, and that's not gonna be even the recipes like there. And I do have a small section here of recipes that I've never tried. That is one thing that I want to do, continue to do, to be able to expand my knowledge, is to make recipes that I've never done before, and to let you guys know that you can make recipes that you've never done before, and just see how they work out. If you want to try something and I just give you tips on, if you don't have this, you can still make it. You can still do this or substitute this, even though the recipe calls for this. That is my kind of cooking. And, it is what I want to continue. But I don't know if you guys are interested, but I'm also thinking about doing a Blackstone pizza oven series. So maybe doing like once a week. I have all kinds of recipes that I've done in the pizza oven, and I know that they have come out with the indoor pizza oven that maybe you could use some recipes for. So I'm also considering doing that. And then I'm also considering on doing maybe like griddle cook-offs or cooking with me kind of things. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. If like I would do it maybe by Zoom, where I have somebody else in another Zoom camera thing where they're cooking on their griddle and I'm cooking on my griddle, and we're cooking the same recipe, and basically I'm teaching you how to cook, or maybe you're teaching me how to cook. It might be the vice versa. If you're really good at the griddle and you want to teach me a recipe, I'm all for something like that. So I've not done it yet. I'm not quite sure on the different like Zooms or how to share screen, but it might be something that I might need to figure out and do for the future. So just to give you guys a few things, I've actually talked like way too long. We're almost 40 minutes here, but just to give you guys a heads up, I do have my recipe for the Blackstone Griddle Cookbook and all kinds of things in there. It is over 50 recipes with full color photos for every single recipe. You can go on my website and get that from MichiganToTheTable.com. You can go to mygriddlesecrets.com, and I also have that. You can get like the digital, there's all kinds of, there's the digital version, there's the printed version, and I also have a griddle course, a membership that you can sign up for, and it'll teach you all different kinds of stuff about how to cook on the griddle, how to take care of it, the accessories that you're going to need, and all kinds of stuff. So, house party, yeah. And that might be, if you guys are interested in maybe doing like a little gathering, and I'm for it. If we want to do something and do it in YouTube live, or do it like I'm doing here, let's go for it. I'm in on it, and we can cook together. That is my mission in life, is to cook with you guys and to help you expand your cooking knowledge. So that is what I've been brought to this earth to do, and I'm going to do it some way, somehow. I'm not sure exactly how. My chapters keep on flipping, and I keep on doing different stuff. So, yes, great suggestion, Lisa. I like that. House party, when you come to Michigan, just let me know, and yep, I would love to do that. Lisa, are you talking about the Zoom app? Yeah, I've done the Zoom before, but not with this. But I think on this that I'm doing, there's a way to do it. I just have to do it, and I just have to, sometimes it's like I have to practice and get over the fear. That's what this is, how I'm able to bring this to you. It just started by somebody challenging me, and just do it, just go live. And so I did it. I didn't really tell a lot of people about it, and it kind of snowballed from there. And that's just how I'm able to do this with you guys. So thank you, Stephen. Stephen has been awesome the Blackstone Griddle Lovers group. He's been a huge part of that. He created that group, and then he let me take that over and continuing with it. It's an awesome group. So if you guys haven't joined the Blackstone Griddle Lovers Facebook group, you're going to want to go, and I have questions that you have to answer and stuff, and I can get you in that group. So nope, it's a different app. It's the concept that I know. Yeah. And I think on this, I use Ecamm for how I'm streaming to you guys, because I'm actually able to set the camera in here. It's the same camera, but it's just different views on it and stuff. And then I have it, you know, for my computer that I'm using, so I can click and do different screens with it, which is awesome. It's just really cool. But I haven't done the concept where somebody is someplace else and streaming together. I haven't done that yet. And I'm not sure if I have the internet for it, because I've tried to add like different groups on this, and my internet won't allow any more than what I'm doing now. So yeah. But all right, if you guys have any yeah, I'm sure Zoom has the same. Yeah, the Zoom is pretty good, but yeah. So I hope you guys have a great evening. I am going to try, I think, to go live tomorrow evening. And I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope you enjoyed my big announcement, and we will see you again in the future. So make sure to just sign up for the email I sent in, and I will put in the comments when I get off of here a little bit later. So you guys have a great evening, and we will see you later. Bye.